Well, what a foul day out there. It's raining and I just dashed into the studio. Actually, I found this. There you go, look at that. I was going through all my artwork, and this is one of the pieces I done years ago. And I thought, oh, that's lovely. And believe it or not, one of the best sellers. Yes, best sellers I ever had. So I thought, why not pass that on to you? So I've got a 15 by 12 canvas, and I'm just going to put a little bit of burnt umber ground on that. As I do that, have a look at the palette, and all the colours will be coming up there as well. Now I'm just going to use a range of brushes on this particular painting.
It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time, and don't forget to
So we got the Prussian blue. I think that's just a lovely colour, and been using a lot of Prussian blue lately. So let's get some white. This is just plain titanium white, just load it up on my brush like that, and I'm just gonna get a little bit of ultramarine blue there, a little bit of Prussian blue there. There we go, and I'm just going to put that in on the sky like this. There might be a little bit of burnt umber coming through because my ground is not 100% dry, but I don't mind that at all. And I'm just going to play that in like this. It's a bit warm in the studio today because I've got my heater on, because I don't know if you can hear, but it is raining out there, and that's why I've been dashing around outside with my hat on. One of my many hats. Yes, one of my many hats. There we go. Let's just add a little bit more Prussian blue into the top of that sky. I want to darken this sky up just a touch. I tell you what I'm going to use is a mister bottle. I got one of these mister bottles. You can pick up one of them on the website if you want to pop along there and do that. I'm going to put a little bit more ultramarine blue down this end. I'm going to lighten that up with a little bit of white. There you go. And I've ground my canvas off with burnt umber because it was just the colour I picked up. There was no particular reason for that at all, really. But it will help with the water later on, I think. I'm hoping. Misty. And blendy. There we go. And let's just get a little bit of Prussian blue back. Let's get a little bit of darkness into the sky. I don't know. We can come down a bit further than that. Where's my horizon line going to be? My horizon line is going to be roughly there, I think. So we can bring that in. Let's just play around with the top part of the sky for the moment. I want to bring a little bit of colour into this sky. And I'm playing a little bit with colour today, and a little bit with blending. So just getting the darker spot there and blending that out very, very lightly. Using the brush, just the tips of the brush, just to blend that out. So we've got a little bit of colour in that sky there, and I get a little bit more Prussian blue, and I want to bring a bit of Prussian blue down here. There we go. How's that? That looks nice, doesn't it? It does. Leave that area there to act as a cloud, really. So you don't need to work hard, do you? Clouds. I'm going to take my hat off. I'm starting to warm up a bit. Woo. Okay, I'm going bald. I noticed the other day when I was uploading a video, I thought, I'm losing a bit of hair. But that doesn't matter. It's all coming out of my chin. Okay, so let's get down. Let's put a bit of darker colour down here. Still acting. I'm not acting. I'm still adding. That's what I wanted to say. I'm still adding a little bit of Prussian blue down there. Nice and smooth. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that rain. But it is coming down today. A little bit of moisture on my palette. There we go. On my canvas, sorry. Bringing that down there like that. A little bit of burnt umber coming through. But that's okay because it's just going to dirty that sky off. Anyway. Okay, let's get a little bit more white down here. I'm not too worried about down here so much. Okay. Just enjoy and paint away the stress of everyday life here with myself in Wales today. I'm going to get a little bit of burnt umber, and I'm going to put a little bit of burnt umber just on the very bottom of that, just to dirty it off, as they say, just to give it that muggy feeling. There you go. How's that? That looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so what I want to do now is get some more white, get a load of white, and I'm gonna get a little bit of moisture on my brush. I'm gonna put a little bit of white down here. Might have to add some more white on my palette, I think. I have a question sometimes, and why don't you put enough paint on your palette? Well, I never know how much I'm going to use, so I'd rather add little bits at a time when I need to, than overload my palette with stuff that I'm not going to use and end up scraping away and chucking it in the bin. So I do a lot of painting over the weeks and months and years in the studio, not just on videos like this and lessons for yourselves, but I also do a lot of commission work as well outside of this, which is nice. And which is nice. Basically, I could say that I'm a full-time artist now. But I do work with my son on window cleaning. So I keep my hand in there, as they say, and I quite enjoy working outdoors and that. But I don't do as much of that as I used to. I do a lot more lessons now and a lot more painting. So what I want to do now is get a little bit of yellow and a little bit of blue on my brush, and I'm just going to get a nice multicoloured type of effect down here, like that. So we had a little bit of blue, a little bit of Prussian blue, a little bit of yellow, and mixing that in with that white, because the white is damp, getting a little bit of colour down there like that. This is going to be our water, it certainly is. Let's get a little bit of Prussian blue down there. Just darken that up. We'll layer this up after. This is just the bottom colour that I'm looking for. And let's just put a little bit more yellow there. Let's get a little bit of ultramarine blue. Let's get a little bit of warmth in that water area. And as I said, that's just an underlining colour. And I'm just going to go down like this, to pull all that together. Again, down again, and very lightly, just pull across like that. That'll almost probably all disappear, I think, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to get another brush. I'm going to pick up a short flat, and I tell you what I didn't put on my palette was I wanted to put a little bit of red. I think I'll use a bit of medium red or a cadmium red. I'm going to just put a little bit of that there, because I'm not going to use a lot of red. So I'm going to get a little bit of yellow on my brush, with a bit of moisture. I hope that's not too wet up there, because I want to bring a little bit of colour into this sky, onto these clouds. These are clouds that I'm painting now, so I want to make sure they don't go too green, because if that blue isn't dried, it could turn green, but who knows. Just put a little bit of colour. I'll tell you what we could do. We've got to get a little bit of raw sienna. Just a raw sienna is very, very transparent, so we could put a bit of that in as well. There we go. Just put a little bit of colour into these clouds like that, just to warm the sky up. It's like a balance between the blue and the white, and the blue and the yellow and orangey colours that we get in these skies like that. Let's get a little bit of pure white on our brush. I'm just using the very edge and the tip of that brush and just fluff in some clouds like this. I can hear a chicken or a cockerel crowing out the back there. Just fluff it in, fluff it in. There's so many different ways of painting clouds. And there's so many people that have different ways of painting clouds, different methods, but you will find a way that will suit yourself. I'm sure of that. And it's just about what you are happy with at the end of the day. I'm not worrying too much about what other people think. And that sounds selfish, but the more you start to believe in yourself, the more confidence you're going to get. And when you start painting for yourself rather than painting for others, then you'll find that your artwork will become much more interesting and much more popular. Yes. Got a bit of light in here, like this. What we're looking for is a brightly coloured canvas today, because looking at the original I've got here, as you can see, I've got a little bit of lovely colour in the sky there. I've got a little bit of pink in there as well. I don't know why I did that. Maybe just to warm that sky up a touch. Well, we could try that, I suppose. I said that these paintings are quite popular, the ducks ones, especially in the UK. I don't know around the rest of the world, but maybe they are. You can always try, can't you? You can always try. See what works for you. See what works best for you. And if your mindset is to sell paintings, then think of paintings like this. Sometimes not all decorative paintings will sell, but these are quite traditional paintings. I've just mixed a little bit of pink just to put a bit of a glow in those clouds there, and I'm going to go back into a little bit more white and just pick up a few little highlights like that. Like a nice summery type of sky. There you go. Bit of warmth, bit of yellow there, a bit of pinky glow there. Just put a few more fluffy bits in there like that. I'll do. How's that look? That'll be alright. I'm happy with that. Does it matter? No. Are you happy? Yes. Well, that's all that counts. That's all that counts, really. It really is. Now I'm going to pick up my 1-inch short flat again. I'm going to just get a little bit of moisture on my palette. I'm picking up a little bit of Prussian blue, and I'm hoping that I can just darken down an area there. I'm picking up a little bit of white. I'm trying to meld that and merge it together and blend it, bring it together. A little bit of white here, I think. Bringing that colour up. Just adding a little bit of difference to that sky there. A bit of ultramarine blue there, look, you can see the purpleness. I hope you can see that, but there we go. Now I'm going to pick up some raw sienna. I'm going to plonk a little bit of raw sienna. Raw sienna is transparent, where burnt umber is more opaque. There we go. Now we're looking for some yellow in there, a bit of, let's put some ultramarine blue to it. Look, it's gone green because of the yellow and the blue. We've got a green colour. But we got this more on the browny side. It looks like a dirty brown colour, doesn't it? We want that. We do. I'm hoping this is going to work. So let's think. Let's just start and just dragging it down like this. down, down and up, down and up, little scaggy marks like that. Bring that down, bringing that down like that, but up. And just do that along here. Let's put some more there, like that. Some up that way, some down that way, some up that way, down that way. There you go, like that. Just scag it in. It's got that dirty colour. Dirty green, basically. Well, that's what it is, really, isn't it? It's a dirty green. Go across lightly, lightly like that. Very, very lightly like that. Just to get that bit of colour in there like that. We continue to do this, but we'll just plonk it in there like that. Just that's all we need to do there. I think that's about as far as we need to go with that. Maybe put a couple more up there. Maybe, I don't know. Go across again, lightly. Chucking that in the water, and I have got somewhere a fan brush, and I want a nice scriggly one. This is a bristle fan brush. I'm hoping back into this colour, just doing the very tips. Try not to overload that too much. But now I want a little bit of moisture. I think I just want to make some lines in there like that. Let's just add a little bit of burnt umber and a little bit more Prussian blue. Let's just darken that. Burnt umber and Prussian blue will make it like a black colour. Not using black today. I'm going to be mixing the black. Somebody said you shouldn't use black. Well, I'll tell you a little story that old Sargent and Monet were out, for a walk one day, because Sargent used to paint with Monet, and Monet said, "Why have you brought black with you?" And Sargent said, "Well, I use black, and I can't imagine painting anything without black." And Monet didn't understand that because his palette was totally different. But like Sargent said, well, the thing is, it's just a matter of taste. If you want to use black, then use black. But as long as you use black in this right context, then you're absolutely fine. So just mix a little bit of burnt umber, a little bit of Prussian blue, and a little bit of yellow, just to bring some darker colour in there. And let's mix a little bit more Prussian blue. Let's make it a little bit darker. There we go. A little bit of Prussian blue, a little bit of burnt umber. Let's just get a nice dark colour and put some. If I'm going to fan brush, and then I'm sure you can use any type of brush. So use a little detail brush or something like that. There you go. Just put a little bit of grass there like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in my water and let that soak a little bit. Don't let bristle brushes soak too long, otherwise you're going to have a problem. Now I'm going to get myself my script lining brush. Again, you can buy these on my website if you want to pop along. I'm going to make a thin paint using a bit of my medium mix again, which is available on the website in my shop. And now what I'm going to do is put some grasses in there like that. Keep loading this brush. You need to load this brush put some branches, not branches, they're big long leaves basically, and twist a couple like that. And think the wind maybe blow in, and put some long ones in there, and put some short ones in, and in that way as well. Don't forget they could be everywhere, couldn't they? They could be blowing everywhere. If there's maybe a little bit of a wind today, and there could be a little rain cloud on the horizon, and we're going to be painting a duck later on, a mallard, hopefully, if I can paint a mallard. I did do one once, as you can see, and as I said, these are quite popular paintings. They're nice coloured paintings as well, and just draw in a couple of rushes, I think is the word for these things. There you go. Now we can add a little bit of white now to that. A little bit of white to that. There you go. So we got a grey type of colour. So we're not wasting paints, and we're actually building colour. And then we can maybe a little bit of white there. Just play with this paint. Get the colour you're looking for. Get the colour you were looking for. There you go. That's better. Now let's thin that down a bit. And let's just put some lighter ones in, just like that. Keep coming back and loading your brush. Again, don't forget to put a few flicky bits in here. Flicky, tippy, tippy, tappy, tappy, tippy, taffy, tappy. Well, we're not tapping today, we're actually dragging today, isn't we? We are. So, some contrasting colours basically we're looking for, and I want to leave that area a little bit darker. And we could put some little heads on these things. You don't want them too strong, but we're going to put some heads on these things. We can play with them. There you go. Just make them look like as if there's little bits of heads on them. The head on that one, like it's bending it down, isn't it? And you can put as many or as few of these blades of grass in as you want. Let's just give that a little rinse. Give that a little rinse. I'm picking up a little filbert brush now. This is number 6 filbert brush, and I'm going to use the same greeny grey mix because I want to put some maybe it could be just grime on the water, or it could be lily pads or something like that. Maybe we can turn these into little lily pads later on, but I'm just going to put a little bit of texture. And there's some fish that live over here. These carp, the carp love it over there. The carp do. Yeah, let's just put a little bit of light there, and just give it a little bit of separation. There you go. And there's some carp live there, they said, and they come up and eat all the flies and things that land on that water. They certainly do. There you go. What I need to do now, I think, is I'm just going to give that a quick dry with a hairdryer. And it was a quick dry too. There you go. Now we want to do the same type of thing now, but we want to use a different colour. I'm just going to pick up, will this one work, I wonder? Maybe. We'll use this one. We'll use this. This is another 1/2 inch, or 3/4 inch short flat actually. We'll see what we can get out with this now. I'm using some raw sienna. I'm adding a little bit of red to it because I want to brighten that up. I want to make it quite red. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it. There you go. Let's turn it into like an orange. I want a dark colour to start off with. And we're going to do the same thing here now. But now we're going to come down over that grass there. coming down like that. Dragging it down. Our waterline, let's pretend our bank or whatever it is there. So we need to bring some reflections in the water, don't we? Like that. There you go. Same thing as we did over there, look. Same thing as we did over there. Let's just leave a little gap like that just to make it look interesting, and just bring that back up like that. There you go. Block that in. Block that in. There you are. Lovely, lovely, lovely colours. Lovely colours. Okay, so let's bring some more yellow to that. Let's brighten this up. Let's brighten that up now with some yellow. And if your brush is overloaded, take a little bit off your brush. You've seen me do that a number of times. Because you shouldn't mix with your brush. You should use a palette knife in actual fact. But we don't worry about things like that in the studio, because we paint away the stress of everyday life here. We certainly do. A little bit of contrasting colour now, just in the bottom of that one, like that. Same type of thing as we did on the back. Very simple. Very simple. Just a slightly lighter colour. Maybe add a little bit more yellow, I think. And then just dragging that up. There you go. Don't worry if there's little bits of paint, thicker paint there and here and there. It doesn't matter. It all adds to the effect. It certainly does. Put a little bit of colour back in there like that. Wow. What a wonderful, wonderful painting this is going to turn out to be. So, and you're using a lot of different techniques as well. Don't kill all that dark. No, you mustn't kill all that dark. There you go. Bringing that down there like that. What a wonderful way. Now, exactly as we did on the where did I put it? Exactly as we did before. This time I'm gonna get a little bit of burnt umber there like that. A little bit of red. Just to darken it up. Maybe a little bit of burnt umber. Burnt umber is going to darken that colour, but it's not going to turn it into a shade. Basically, it's just going to make it look a lot warmer, a lot browner. Rather than if you use black, it would make it into a shade. But what you're doing with this is just warming that red up, and you're making it more brown than red. That's all you're doing. And again, put some of these long grasses in like that, and actually my brush is splayed, which is making a nice effect. So it's a happy accident. Thank you, Bob. Yes, Bob always used to say sometimes we have happy accidents, and we certainly do that, and we certainly had a happy accident then, and I gotta thank Bob for that one. He's certainly looking over my shoulder today, I think. Okay, so let's just put a few little darker bulrush things like this. This is where you can do grass. You can do grass like this. Just it's a long, painful old process. There's easier ways of painting grass than just sitting there and trying to paint individual blades. And I know a lot of people have done that. They certainly have. Just there's a big pile of bulrushes there. There's little kingfishers and things got to live in there. They got their little nest in there, these kingfishers. Yes. Now let's mix a little bit of white now into this white or orange. Be careful, you don't want it to go pink. So remember that. There you go. And let's just put some lighter ones now, just coming out like this. And just imagine yourself sitting there on the bank over you. Maybe you're a fisherman, maybe you're a fishing lady. I don't know. I know ladies that do fish. My son's girlfriend fishes, and they quite enjoy going fishing. But if you don't like fishing and you don't believe in fishing, then that's fine also. But just keep building it. You could be sitting there having a sandwich, couldn't you? You could be sitting there having a sandwich, or feeding the ducks. There we are. We could be feeding the ducks today, because it's one of those wonderful days that we can have in the summer, that we can go out and we can feed some ducks. We certainly can. And put some longer ones in like that. Yeah, some big ones. They're the mummies. They're the mummies and daddies of bulrushes, those ones are. I'll keep building and building and building up, layers of grass like this. Wonderful way, an easy way to bring in some grasses. You can put down a little bit thicker. You can push a little bit thicker. Get a couple of thicker rushes in there like that. Okay, talking about rushing. What are we doing? We're doing 31 minutes on my clock. So this may be a little bit longer than I normally do, but there we go. We are getting there. Now we're mixing a bit more white. Ooh, what a wonderful colour this is. I made a mess of my medium mix today. I won't be able to reuse that now. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll put some lighter ones in now, just to bring a little bit of layer into the front. So the lighter these are going to be, the further towards us they look, which is a good thing. Don't forget, these will dry a lot darker. A little bit thicker there. They are. Yeah. You hear those birds singing and the ducks quacking and the fish splashing around in the water. There we are. We're going to leave it at that, I think. So let's just put a few. Oops. Let's just put a few. Just little lines like that. Don't have to be too accurate, just to make it look as if maybe there's a little bit of reflection there. Reflections. Back into our little filbert brush, and we'll use this. It's not a filbert brush. I just picked up my short flat, so it'll do as well. We'll pick up a short flat. Again, let's just put a little bit of stuff on this water like that, just to make a maybe we want to get a bit of burnt umber there now and just darken that up a touch. Make it look as if it's make it look as if it's come on. Got too much cleaner. I have gone from light to dark too quick. Let's put a bit of soil in that. A little bit of mud coming down. There you go. So you can see a little bit of the bank in there like that. I'll put a few little bit of mud coming there. That's where the ducks have been walking back and forth, and they've brought the mud into the water there. And we could get a little bit of white paint now on our script lining brush. And let's just put a little water line. Like that. Maybe we can put some. I don't want to do too much white paint on here. Maybe just put a couple of lines like that, just to represent some. I quite like that, actually. I quite like that. I might leave that. That's another happy accident. It certainly is. There you go. Let's just leave that because it looks quite nice, actually. We can bring a couple of watermarks. Just there we go. Little ripple in the water. So there you go. Tell you what we could do. We could put a little. little ripple there. The little carp has been splashing. There you are. That's what all this water is. The little carp has been splashing by there. And let's just put a little mark by there. Because tell you what, that could be his mouth coming up for those lovely flies. It could be. Yes. And let's just put a little bit of light in this water there. Don't worry about using your fingers, it doesn't matter. And we could put a little bit of water line just under there. There you go. Just a little bit of water line just under there. A little bit of movement in this water today. These fish are really active. They really are. There you go. And just carry that across there like that. What we could do is get another. This is another fan brush, and again I've cut it all funny shapes like that. What I tend to do with this when I do water is I get some paint and I splash some paint into that like that, and then I just take it off, and then I just go very lightly like that. Very lightly. Put some lines in. It's like little glinty lines. The light is just catching a couple of these marks. It just gives it that little bit of glint, a little bit of glint of light to the water. So there we are. We've managed to paint the sky and some water without any worry at all, I think. There we go. Let's just put a little bit of water there like that. Now, this is the fun bit. This is the fun bit. I've got a pencil here, and I've got to try and draw a duck. Now, let's just draw this duck. So we're going to start off with his body. There we are, very, very lightly. And that's going to come up around roughly there like that. It's going to come down, and there's his little tail, and we got his crop. The crop, that's where all his food is kept, in his crop, and he's got a little bit of a bow there, and he comes down and his legs are coming out like that, and we got a little leg there and another little leg there pointing out. And before we do his head, his wing, believe it or not, is about the same size as his body, near enough. So let's put a little. There you go. There you go. And his other wing is going to come there like that. And if you haven't drawn a duck before, have a try. It's easy. Simple shapes, really, aren't they? You know. So the duck. There you go. He's got a head like that. And he's got his beak coming out there, and his eyes there like that. There we are. There's our little duck. And we can play around with this shape as we paint. And I didn't draw that too strong. I'll just zoom a camera in to show you. So there's our little duck. It is. Now we need a small detail brush for this one. I'm using a number 0. It's a 00. There's not even a number to it. That's that small. So let's start off with a little bit of white. I'm going to bring a little bit of ultramarine blue to the white. So I want a light blue color because I want to show white. So in order to show the white, I need to put some color to it. And he's going to come there like that, and that's going to come down there like that. I'm painting over my pencil lines. I had another inquiry the other day saying, how am I going to get rid of my pencil line, Clive? Well, it doesn't really matter if it's pencil line showing, and I think I think that's quite sexy when it comes to looking at paintings, because it shows that the artist has actually drawn something. So don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it at all. If a couple of pencil lines are showing, then that's fine. I wouldn't worry about it at all. So just draw in the white and going into the tailor touch there like that. A little bit of raw sienna, a little bit of orange, a little bit of raw sienna, because the nape of the neck is going to be this colour. So I'm just drawing that colour in like that, going over that white. There you go. So let's just get the main colours in first, and again a little bit of burnt umber, a little bit of I'm making sure that's not wet. A bit of burnt umber, a bit of raw sienna, and I'm just going to put his distant wing in first. There we are, just little drawing little lines like this. Look, there we go. Just drawing little lines like that. There you go. Thinking of green now. A little bit of yellow. Let's get some yellow. And let's use some Prussian blue. There you go, Prussian blue. Well, what colour do we want that to be? Like dark blue. We want a blue-green. I want a blue-green because I'm going to put some blue-green in to the rump of the duck. Rump of the duck. There you are. He's got big feathers there, no? Doesn't matter. Let's just do his head. There you go. Donald Duck. Oh, we do have fun in the studio. Right, let's put my kids actually love that when I do that. Let's put his beak in. There we go. And we want a little bit of blue white, a little bit of burnt umber, just to make that like a bluey grey type of colour. Doesn't really matter. We need to put some feathers in on this wing now, like this. Let's make some darker ones. Going into some lighter ones. Little draggy marks like that. Just drag it through. Just drag it through. A little bit of white on this wing now. A little bit of white there. A little bit of white there. Just make it look as if it's... There you go. Just make it look as if it's leaves. You've got a little bit more time on these, so spend a little bit more time on it. This detailing work is very important actually. We've got blue coming down there, because Mallard's got blue on them as well. We need to darken our green up a bit now with a little bit more Prussian blue into that. Let's darken our colour up. Looking at my clock, and we are doing about 40 minutes. So not bad, Clive. I think we're doing pretty well here today. Put a bit of green in there like that. Lovely, 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 lovely. Let's go back into this white. Let's go more white. And let's just put some more white in. There you go. Put a bit of reflection up on his wing like that. Put some reflections in there. Make it look as if it's wingy. Is that a word, wingy? I don't know. Maybe. It is in Wales, I think. Well, it is in Clive's world. Oh. And I'm painting away the stress of everyday life here today. And I want to thank all my patrons out there that have helped me make these lessons and make them available to yourselves as well, because there is a public funded site for as little as $1 a month, and you can help me with a small contribution. You can help me continue making more and better videos actually. Okay, so let's get a little bit of darker green now, and let's just put his, because they got a little line like that, let's put a bit of colour under there like this. There we go. And we need a bit of pure white. Why? Because we've got to put a collar on him. There you go. Nice little collar like that. We're also going to get a little bit of burnt umber now, and let's put a riffle under his neck. There we go. Little riffle like that. Same colour, burnt umber. Let's just put some feet in that duck, because he's got to have something to stand up. Just see the tip of the other foot there, and just put a little bit of highlight just on the front of that. There you go. And he's looking pretty good. Yeah, he's just flown up of the water there. And what we can do now is we can get that little brush that we used for putting these little flecks on the water. Again, picking up we put some water just coming off the bottom of his feet like that, and he could have just, something's frightened him, and there's a little bit of water trailing down. There we go. Something has frightened him, and he's gone, I'm not hanging about here, I don't want to get out of here. Maybe with a little carp tried to bite his bottom, I don't know. Maybe the little carp, maybe the little carp tried to bite his bottom, who knows. There's his eye. And I think we're going to call this one done. So I'm just going to sign that one. These are fantastic paintings to sell if you want to try and paint one like this, multicoloured, fantastic little paintings. I wouldn't say they were 100% easy, but it was worth a try. And what we can do, we can put some detail. Oops. We can put some detail into these reeds like that, as we did over there, because we've got a few flower heads popping up. And thank you very much. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Please pop along to Patreon, pop along to the shop, www.clive5art.co.uk, and there we are. I hope you enjoy this one as much as I did painting it and painting away the stress of everyday life here in Wales. So until the next time, bye bye. Nice.
It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe.